What's going on, fam? Welcome to Veve Investments. I appreciate you tuning in. On today's episode, we're talking about both current and potential comic publishers that we could see on Veve in the future. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So I thought we'd keep things consistent today and stick on the topic of comics, but this time talking about the publishers. So David did mention in one of the more recent community update videos that we can expect new comic publishers in 2023, some smaller, some larger. So we're not only talking about current comic publishers, but also potential comic publishers we could see in the future that you should keep your eyes out for. So the structure of today's video is going to be as follows. We're going to start it off with the current publishers on the app. Then we're going to move over into some potential ones. So with that being said, let's hop into the first one. So kicking it off with the most obvious one, just to get it out of the way, we got Marvel. So Marvel is an American comic book publisher that was founded in 1939 by Martin Goodman. Now the company has been a major player in the comic book space for roughly 80 years now, a little over. They're going to be best known for their superhero titles like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, X-Men, the Avengers. The list really just keeps going on. Now one of the key features of Marvel Comics is going to be its shared universe, or in other words, the MCU. And that allows for Marvel to create interconnected stories and characters across multiple different titles. But in addition to the superhero content, they do also produce a wide variety of other genres, including science fiction, horror, and fantasy. But overall, Marvel has established themselves as a major player in the comic book space. I'd probably say the biggest player. And to this day, they still continue to produce popular titles ranging across the various genres I previously stated. Next up, we're talking Star Wars, which is actually just an imprint of the comic book publisher Marvel. So Marvel actually produces content on behalf of the Star Wars franchise, and they started doing this back in 1977. And this was actually shortly after the release of the first ever Star Wars movie. The Star Wars comics are best known for their ability to expand upon the Star Wars universe, providing readers with new stories and characters that fit seamlessly into the existing canon. Now, their comics explore various aspects of the Star Wars universe. They include adventures of Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, C-3PO, R2-D2, the list again goes on. But their comics have established themselves as a significant part of the Star Wars franchise. So although what we're talking about here is technically Marvel Comics, Veve does have the licensor listed as Star Wars specifically on the app, so I felt it was necessary to cover them both separately. Next up, we're talking about Disney Comics, and similar to that of Star Wars Comics being an imprint of Marvel Comics, Disney Comics is going to be an imprint of another American comic book publisher known as IDW Publishing. And just how Marvel provides content for the Star Wars franchise, IDW Publishing provides content for the Walt Disney Corporation. They began publishing these comics in the late 1940s with titles featuring classic Disney characters like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy. But Disney Comics are best known for their family-friendly titles, providing readers of all ages with fun and engaging stories from their library. Now, the company has produced a wide range of titles across various genres. Those include adventure, fantasy, and humor. And just like the other two we discussed, Disney has also expanded into other avenues of media, obviously including movies, television shows, and video games. I'm not really going to say more than that because I do want to hop into some of these publishers that are a little less known. So with that being said, we're going to move over to Edgar Rice Burroughs Incorporated, which is an American book publishing company that specializes in producing books and other media based on the works of author Edgar Rice Burroughs. Burroughs is going to be best known for his creation of the character Tarzan, but also the Barsoom series, which features John Carter, which is a movie that's available on Disney+. It's a movie I've watched myself, pretty good. So believe it or not, this is going to be the oldest company we've discussed so far, founded back in 1923, but also like the other companies, this one has also produced a wide range of other media, including movies and television shows. Now, in addition to publishing, Edgar Rice Burroughs has actually also been involved in various philanthropic endeavors. So the company has established scholarships from students pursuing degrees in creative writing, and has also donated books to schools and libraries around the world. To this day, the company still continues to produce new editions of Burroughs' works, while also exploring new ways to expand upon his stories and characters. So that's going to sum up the current comic publishers on the Veve app. I don't think I missed any, but we talked about Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, and Edgar Rice Burroughs. Now we're going to move into some potential comic publishers we could see in the future. So the first one we're talking about is Boom Studios. So Boom Studios is an American comic book and graphic novel publisher founded in 2005 by Ross Ritchie and Andrew Cosby in Los Angeles, California. They're best known for their lineup of titles spanning multiple genres, including superhero, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, and many more. Now, as a result, they've become a prominent force in the comic book industry, with several of their titles being adapted into film and television projects, some of which include Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly, Adventure Time, and Power Rangers. Next up, we're going to have IDW Publishing. Does that sound familiar to you guys? And if it does, that's because we've already mentioned it. These are the ones responsible for the Disney comics. So they're a comic book and graphic novel publisher that was founded back in 1999 by Ted Adams and Chris Aprisco in San Diego, California. The company is known for publishing a wide variety of comics and graphic novels, including licensed titles, creator-owned books, and adaptations of popular properties from movies, television, and video games. They have a strong reputation for producing high-quality titles across a range of genres. Those include horror, science fiction, fantasy, and superhero comics. And some of their most notable comics include Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Lock and Key, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Trek, and My Little Pony. Now, in addition to publishing, they do also produce art books, trade paperbacks, and collectibles. And the company has won numerous awards, including multiple Eisner Awards, and those are considered the highest honor in the comic book industry. So these guys hold the rights to a lot of major IP, but with them already having an established relationship with Disney, I would not be surprised if this is one of the publishers we see in the future. Next up, we're talking about a publisher known as Valiant Comics. So Valiant Comics is an American publisher of comic books and graphic novels that was founded in 1989 by Jim Shooter, Steve Mazarski, I feel like I'm saying Mike Wazowski, and Bob Layton. Now, the company quickly made a name for itself because they focused on developing a shared universe of interconnected characters and stories, just like that of the MCU or DC Comics. They're known for creating a roster of compelling and diverse characters, some of which include the Eternal Warrior and Dr. Mirage, but the company actually went on a hiatus in the mid-1990s. It was relaunched in 2012 by a group of investors and former Marvel and Disney comic executives. Luckily, the relaunch was a success, and to this day, they still continue to produce critically acclaimed titles like Ninjak, Faith, and Quantum and Woody. And just like IDW Publishing, this company has also won numerous awards, including multiple Harvey Awards and a Diamond Gem Award for Publisher of the Year. Next up, we're talking about Image Comics, so get this. Image Comics is an American comic book publisher that was founded in 1992 by a group of popular comic book artists, including Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld. Now, the company was actually established with the goal of providing artists and writers with greater creative control over their own work and a greater share of the profits that their books bring in. So they're best known for producing creator-owned titles, which allow their writers and artists to own the rights to their creations and retain control over their stories and characters. Now, they published a wide variety of popular titles, some of which include The Walking Dead, Saga, Spawn, Chew, and Invincible. And one of the key features of their comics are their diverse range of art styles and genres. And they too have won numerous awards for their titles, some of the awards including multiple Eisners and Harvey Awards. Second to last, we're talking about Dark Horse Comics. Now, Dark Horse Comics is an American comic book and graphic novel publisher that was founded in 1986 by Mike Richardson. Now, the company began as an independent publisher of creator-owned titles, but has since expanded to include a wide variety of licensed properties such as Star Wars, Aliens, and Predator. They're best known for their willingness to take risks and push boundaries, producing titles that explore complex themes and challenge readers' expectations. They published a wide variety of popular titles, including Hellboy, Sin City, and The Umbrella Academy. I actually just finished The Umbrella Academy, and I gotta be honest with you guys, it took me a little while to get into that show. It confused the crap out of me. But I must say, overall, I did enjoy it. Now, similar to that of Image Comics, Dark Horse Comics is also committed to creator-owned titles, which provide their artists and writers with greater creative control over their work and greater share of the profits. The company has won numerous awards as well, including Eisners and Harvey Awards, and they've also been recognized for their impact on the comic book industry for their commitment to creativity, diversity, and independence. And last but not least, and I'm sure I missed many potential publishers in this video, but we're going to talk about Action Lab Comics. So they're an American comic book publisher that was founded in 2010 by a group of independent comic book creators and publishers, including Sean Pryor and Dave Dwanch. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now, the company was established with the goal of providing a platform for emerging talent, but also creating a diverse range of titles for readers of all ages. So they're best known for their commitment to producing all-age titles, which provide their readers with family-friendly stories and characters. Now, the company has published a wide range of titles, some of which include Princeless, Molly Danger, Zombie Tramp, and Vamp Blade. but similar to the other two, their main focus is on creator-owned titles. They've expanded into other media channels, some of which include movies and television shows, and just like some of the others, they've won numerous awards as well, including multiple Glyph Comic Awards and the Diamond Gem Award for Best All Ages Series. That is going to conclude today's episode, guys. We talked about some current and potential comic publishers on Veve. Just to sum things up for you, the current publishers are going to be Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, and Edgar Rice Burroughs. And some potential publishers we discussed are going to be Boom Studios, IDW Publishing, Valiant Comics, Image Comics, Dark Horse Comics, and Action Lab Comics. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And as for our next, I'll catch you then.